10-minute drill.
This is a big one.
Is brought to you by Lloyd's Construction and Consulting, providing first-class construction services on 1010XL.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Hit it.
All right. Peel back the curtain and go inside the business.
All right.
I like when history's made, even if it's insignificant history.
Okay.
How long have we been doing this show?
Well, this show at
20
this station?
A million years.
Yeah. Long time, right?
Yeah.
In all of those years. It's not something you would recall, so maybe this is just a dumb question. Have you ever seen me eat an apple during the program? Maybe not.
I've seen you
Maybe
eat a
not.
lot of things. I can't recall an
Right?
apple.
I'm not a big apple eater.
Yeah, you just dove into an apple.
I'm in the middle of an apple
Like
now, and now
aggressively.
I've got the problem of, an apple's good and delicious and fresh, but if you take a few bites and leave it sit for, 18 seconds, the whole thing turns brown, right?
Yes.
It's one of those deals.
So you're going to have to
So we're going to sit here. We're going to let it age gracefully. There you go. You're lucky.
putting the show ahead
Twitch
of the
or
apple.
YouTube. Yeah, oh, yeah, I can't.
Well, that's
Listen,
good.
There's a lot of things that you can't eat while you're doing a show. Apple will be very high on the list.
Be tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that at all.
FSU beat the hell out of Florida last night.
That's your
in
Gator baseball team. I tried to tell you they're
10-2.
overrated. But
Not good. It's their largest margin of victory against Florida since they beat them in Jacksonville 10-2 in 2008, and Buster Posey had 3 hits that night. So, so they went after the Gators. They scored 7 in the first 2 innings. Florida never got going offensively, and I think that Florida now, I think it's fair to say, as many of the arms that you get, they miss a couple of those guys who got hurt that they were kind of counting on, and the young guys, the young pitchers have not quite stood up yet. So,
well, understand FSU
and it's
too
a good
is-
win for FSU because
Yeah,
they were
they're-
only 6-6.
Right. This isn't Mike Martin's FSU team that's going to win 50 this year. This is a team that we talked about yesterday, was swept at home by Pitt, that struggled here to start the year. So yeah, the problems continue for Florida. At what point, Dan, do you get nervous? Does basketball season have to end before you get nervous? And by the way, can we rightfully
I'm
put
not
them
nervous
15
yet.
or 20 where they belong instead of continuing to sell the country on Florida being a top 5 team at this moment, the way they're playing? You're not nervous. You're good. We're all good?
I think we're good.
All right.
I think we're good. So we'll see as the season goes. Like I said, I think they got a really good hitting lineup this year. That one of the best. I'm surprised they only got 2 runs last night. But nonetheless, it was on ACC Network, so I didn't see it. But Florida lost to FSU. FSU with a nice win on the baseball diamond for them. Yep, for sure. For sure. Speaking of baseball.
Is that the game that would have been here?
Huh?
Is that the game that would have been here?
No. That's next week. Speaking of baseball, shuddering words yesterday from my guy Francisco Lindor. He may only be my guy for a year. Listen to me. If they don't sign him by the start of opening day, they're stupid. And I'm just going to leave it at that, and then I'm going to be disappointed in the new owner. And, here's how it works with Francisco Lindor.
With anybody like that, you trade for.
Will you role play with me for a second?
Sure. Am I Francisco Lindor
You'll be
or
Francisco.
management? Okay. Hey, boss. How you doing?
Hey, Francisco, listen, we got to get – I heard you said you wanted to get this deal done by the end of spring training.
Yeah, I'm thinking $400 million.
Okay. How many years?
How about 12?
Sounds good. We'll drop the paperwork. You'll sign, and
Cool.
we'll move on.
See you tomorrow.
All right. Thanks, Francisco.
That's how hard it should be.
What are we doing?
I love it.
Yeah,
Just
I know.
Dilly on it.
Yeah, don't
Give up-
dilly.
Give up some resources.
Do not dilly.
And then let Francisco go through an 82 and 80 season and say, yeah, okay, I'll go play for somewhere else.
Now, the guy one of the guys that they traded him for, Ahmed Rosario, the Indians tried in center field yesterday. 3 errors and 3 innings later, that experiment may go up.
Was he not what position did he play for you?
The shortstop.
Oh, he was your shortstop.
We traded both of our shortstops for Lindor.
I got you.
So they have
Rosario is a weird one to me. I could never. I still think of him as an outfielder. I don't know why. Who was the outfielder you had that I confused him with? That was supposed to be a prospect, a center fielder. He's been gone for a
Nimmo?
few years.
Oh.
No, it was a Latin ball player.
Oh,
I thought.
Lagares.
Yeah, that's it. I get
Okay.
those two
Yeah.
confused.
Lagares.
And they're nothing like each other, so that's on me.
No.
Lagares Blunt?
No. Lagares. Juan Lagares. Who's now with the Angels, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. But, yeah, so we are moving closer. I would not pitch Jacob deGrom again. He's thrown 9 innings and struck out 16 guys so far, and he's thrown 102. So I just say, okay, we'll see opening day.
I have I feel like I'm rationalizing and making excuses
Yes, sir.
in coming up with a plausible reason why the Patriots have both Jonnu Smith and Hunter Henry, and the Jags, who want to, quote-unquote, rebuild the tight end room,
Yeah.
only have the man hurts steamroller.
When I saw that one yesterday.
Chris Manhurts. That's an offensive line.
I understand. I think he was a basketball player, wasn't he? Was he one of those?
The Manhurts steamroller?
Yeah, was he a convert? I think he was a converted, maybe Canisius college plays for Manhurts.
He is Canisius.
I think he played basketball.
Well, maybe that explains 12 catches in 4 years. One touchdown, though, in 18. But anyway, yeah.
I mean, we've had
him.
We've had some non-pass catching tight ends here in
Oh,
Jacksonville.
but no, this would take the.
This guy might be the all-timer. Manhurts steamroller coming in.
But
anyway,
yeah, the Manhurts steamroller. You know, a lot was made over Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith, and I get it. I still say, Jonnu Smith, you paid an awful lot for what hasn't been proven. Hunter Henry, at least when he's healthy, has proven he can be an 80-catch kind of weapon guy. But I will say this. If you look at the great tight ends, and we're in a tight end era, right? We're maybe on the back end of it, but we've lived through the tight end era. Almost exclusively, the great tight ends, you know what they are? Almost all of them. Drafted by the team that they're a great tight end on.
Okay.
You got to draft a great tight end. You go spending money on someone else's tight end who worked fine in their system with their guys. Julius Thomas would be one example. You could use any that you wanted. And I'm not saying that tight ends there aren't examples of tight ends going off in free agency and staying great. Again, staying great,
right.
Not potentially great. And to this point, Jonnu Smith, Hunter Henry are potentially great. They're not great players.
Right.
They're potentially great. But the Zach Ertz and the Travis Kelce and the down the line, I guess Waller, he's kind of an odd one because he had other issues.
Yeah.
But for the most part, the great tight ends, the tight ends that you want are on the teams that drafted them.
Yeah.
And when they leave, Jimmy Graham, Jason, whoever, they're never as good as they were that made them great. Yeah. Jimmy Graham's a good one. He was as good a player as there was in football.
Yeah.
And since he left New Orleans, he's just a guy.
Had some decent years along the way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hear you.
But if you paid for the Saints Jimmy Graham, you never got him.
Well, you know, I tweeted yesterday at 122, and I heard you say it today, so we were on the same page. How about a fourth rounder for Zach Ertz? And I think they've put if I'm not mistaken, I think they put maybe a 10 round, but eventually they're going to have to either release him or they're letting him seek a trade. You know, so
I think teams are going to be patient.
Yeah, if you're patient, I think you can wait and get him. I'd rather have Zach Ertz though than Cook or Everett. I don't see the excitement.
Ertz had one bad year last
Everett
year.
The guy that is because he's
26.
a name.
He's 26. It's not
Everett,
and he's not a name,
but he hasn't done anything. He's a 40-catch guy.
Correct. But so is Jonnu Smith.
Yeah.
Jonnu Smith is the one that, and he may be great, and the Pats may have gotten one. We treat Jonnu Smith like he's an 80-catch, 10-touchdown Pro Bowl tight end, and he has not been that. He's flashed.
Yeah.
But his numbers probably aren't all that different from Everett's.
Belly's big on the tight ends. He's always
100%.
Been when he had Gronk and you-know-who.
And how did he get Gronk, Dan?
He drafted him.
And how did he get you-know-who?
He drafted him.
Because they've also brought in tight ends through the years. They've never worked.
I think they didn't work like that.
Yeah.
Well, Gronk is the best tight end in the history of the game.
I'm just saying. But again, so is Kelce is now.
Mm-hmm. The question is on Twitter to you and me and the drill. That is a good question. When did you start Sports Final on TV? When did the radio show originally start? I've watched y'all listen since way back on Sunday nights.
Okay. Sports
So
Final.
when did we do Sports Final TV? When did you
take over?
I was doing it before by myself, and then you came along.
That
and
probably would have been about.
You forced your way into the lineup.
It was probably about 98.
That was TV?
Probably about 98. And then when I forced myself into the lineup, the show really took off. It became
when the show took off?
A rabid hit, and the radio stations were beating on our door.
Then you
again, churning the wheels of commerce, went and found us more money.
You went and found us some cash money.
Yeah, we went over to.
And you said the hell with TV. Radio's more lucrative.
Eventually, I did.
I said I'll stay in TV, and
I did both for a while.
Yeah.
When I first got a set morning gig over at 970, 15 set, whatever the hell it was.
Yeah.
Over there in Bay Meadows with Bernie and his goth child.
Yes.
When I first got us that
What year
gig,
was that?
That was early 2000, because we went from like 01 to 04 there, or 02 to 04.
Where do we go from 4 to 7?
We went to 1010 and did 10 to noon. Or 1460.
1460.
Over there at the
so we've been at 3
Enterprise
stops.
Center. Yeah, 3 different places.
We were at 970
Or
off of Bay
is
Meadows.
that what it was? It started as 1510 or something. I think it ended up 970.
I think it was 970.
Yeah.
And
The
then,
winner, WNNR.
Okay.
So they knew
and
they
that
had
was
to-
in 90.
That was probably
no,
that was probably early 2000s because I know we were there when the Super Bowl was here. That was
Okay.
like the very end of the
Oh, yeah,
because
because Mr. Oprah Winfrey.
Correct.
But that was the end of the run?
I think so, yeah, because I'm pretty sure. Beef, when did we go to 10? When was LeBron a rookie?
Yeah, because that Olympics was 04. He was a rookie in 03.
And were we already at 10-10? All right, 1460 then, weren't we?
Not yet.
We didn't know you. We weren't working with you for
No,
that.
because the ill-fated producers did our show live at Olympic practice.
You loved the Olympic practice.
I loved it. Hung out with my main man, Greg Popovich.
And I saw you there. I was there.
You did.
Yeah, but
We were doing
I
interviews.
think we might have been there. No?
I don't know.
When was the producer's show on the air?
I don't remember.
I mean, what time period?
It was lunch.
It was a lunch.
Yeah.
I think you.
All right,
yeah.
so anyway, so for sure, TV we were doing since like 98. You would know that. And then radio probably, we started radio in so we've been doing radio for
About 20 years.
19, 20 years?
Probably 20. It's probably the 20th year.
Okay. All right, fair enough. There's your answer.
The
And then we came here.
apple's still relatively fresh. I'm doing good. A couple
It
more
hasn't
minutes.
browned up at all.
No, it looks good.
And then we came here in 07 or 07
No, well, we went
was
to
our final.
we went to 10-10 and our first day at 10-10 was the Gators winning that second national title.
Right, second one.
07 then.
That's when we launched 10-10, right?
That's
was
when we
that
launched
08?
10-10. No,
That
that's
was 7.
That was 07.
It was 07.
That's
yeah.
when we launched 10-10 XL and we moved to the mornings because we were midday over there at 1460. And
Like that
again,
10 to noon
recognizing the unbelievable talent and the ability to start the day and get the engine running, they put us in mornings here.
We got a situation. I'll pass this on for all you gamblers out there because I took him. Daniel Berger has withdrawn from the Pro-Am. Lingering rib issue, bet accordingly.
Ooh.
I would lose Daniel Berger. Let's not tell the fantasy guys, but I would lose Daniel Berger on your I'm going to change my bet here, my pick. That's what I'm going to do. I'm allowed to, right?
I think due to withdrawal, I think
It
we're
has
allowed to.
not begun.
Yeah,
Right.
has a big gun. You probably.
It's not like it's Friday afternoon. You're like, I'll take the guy at the top of the
That's
board.
what I did. Yeah, I'll take Justin Thomas.
And he might still play, but lingering rib issue, you can't play him, right? Can you play him?
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to make some changes in one of my 4,800.
Right.
I saw Tigers back home in Florida. This could
That's
not be
nice.
going any better.
Well,
This guy was in this car accident 3 weeks ago, Hick.
Yeah, I
There were
understand.
talks he had to be in the hospital for a month, and never mind start the ability to travel cross country.
I mean, that's good, but it's, we got a long way to go here.
Yeah, well, it could be a lot worse. There's no infections, no, complications. I think Doc would agree when we talk to him tomorrow that this is about. Look, considering what happened,
Yeah.
that part's
Correct.
obviously awful news.
No,
but
it's good news. That is a bit of good news. Yeah, so best
look
wishes.
something up we were just talking about, and now we've gotten distracted. I forget what it was.
Oh, it was the Daniel Berger news that threw us all.
Yeah, that's what it is. Okay, awkward.
Uh-huh.
You ready?
Mhm.
Win with this. So, Michael Brockers, you know who that is?
Yeah.
He's a defensive lineman for the
Rams.
Rams, and he went to another team yesterday in a trade. Did you see that?
I know that somebody was trying to trade for him.
Yeah, the Lions,
Okay.
which again might be awkward because
Okay.
when the Rams and Lions exchanged quarterbacks a couple of weeks ago, Michael Brockers was very quick to tell TMZ what a level up this is from Jared Goff for the Rams. Who,
Mike, listen, hey, we're going to move you. Okay, where are we going? You're going to Detroit. Oh, boy, you put me in a bad spot there, Coach.
Now, that doesn't mean that he disliked
Right.
Brock. He also said good things about Goff, how tough he is, and impressed with, he and his teammates, impressed of what he did going into Seattle and winning. But, yeah, he did seem to like the upgrade to Matthew Stafford. And now where does he go? He goes right back to Jared Goff.
By the way, Rodeo Ron Compton of the hit Rodeo Roundtable.
6 in a row. Is that what he wants to recognize?
No, he said 9-7, 6 in a row. Oh, the Hawks?
Hawks 6. We haven't lost since I made the coaching change, by the way. Available to you as a consultant to any of you NBA teams. I might start with last night's opponents. Houston, we have a problem.
Oh, my gosh. What happened
17
to them?
in a row. No one's playing, dude. They're playing a G League team.
Oh. 970 ended the Monday after the Super Bowl. I know because I was supposed to be on the air that night.
Okay, so yeah, it was the very next day.
Yeah.
Wow. So we led up to the Super Bowl, then that was it.
Let's see. We got the phone call. What do you mean?
One of the great grifts in history, though, and that one, they like double paid us for 2 years. We never told them. Understand we were underpaid, so we felt we deserved it. But they made like a mistake on the first
Why do we keep
go-around.
admitting to this?
I don't know. It's a great one, though. It's one of the great all-timers.
Tell
Listen,
us-
you have to understand, this is back in the day where we were doing the morning show for like $20. I mean, it's not like we were making anything. It's trying to make ends meet, what I was trying to
He
make.
told us we had to
So wait,
He told us we had to take a
Wait.
pay cut.
Now-
And he doubled our salary.
when you guys came over, you told me, Beef, we're going to pay you the same as us, $20.
Yeah.
That
And that
true.
hasn't changed
Yeah.
for me.
Good.
Not for you.
No, Hickens said it. They brought us in and gave us the terrible news that we were going to have to take a pay cut. And then the next pay period, our check showed up with like twice as much, and it never changed.
And it was one of those uncomfortable moments between both
like,
of us.
what do
as
we do here?
No. Just to admit to each other, because I'm like, should I tell him?
Yeah. Should I
What
tell
if it's just
Dan?
mine?
Maybe I got more and he got less. I kind of
Yeah.
feel bad. But,
Yeah.
oh boy,
What a place that was.
it wasn't our fault.
I wonder what BDSM club that kid is in this afternoon as New York City ramps up. I mean, that guy, that son was something. He was scary. If he'd have sent him to come collect the money back, I would have just gotten the checkbook right out. This is the drill. I don't know where you're getting anywhere else.
do we
Good
have
ROI on the 10-minute drill today.
do we have a prize pack?
We do.
Uh,
I
let's-
felt like that was enough of a prize.
was.
Since that memory lane.
Apple, anyone?
But yes, we do.
All right.
One lucky Guggen going to take home, or have delivered, I should say, a lovely floral arrangement from Kuhn Flowers, and also they'll be entered into the drawing to win a pairing into the Coastal Equipment Guggen Open. That's coming up on Monday, April 12th over at the Hidden Hills Golf Club.
Well, the lines are lit up at 641-1010, and I'm going to say this: whichever one Beefs picks first is going to be your winner.
Wow.
So, or you got
It's up to me.
You got a 1 in 5 shot
The
right
rest
now.
of you be mad at me.
Yeah, 641-1010, and Beef will pick the winner now.